Well, behind that not so beautiful photo, I swear I'm in my sweats and a t-shirt. I'm just gonna sacrifice the old webcam for some audio tonight, hopefully. But William Stewart here of USA Darts, joined as always by the man posing for you, Mr. Sean Green of To The Point Streaming. We're here for some CSC Challenger Series Division 2 tonight. How's it going, Sean?
What is up, brother? I wish I was seeing your beautiful face. It saddens me greatly, you know. Luckily, I have that great picture of you. Well done indeed on that one, bud. But dude, I'm telling you, what a night it was Monday night. We saw a last leg decider. Um, my goodness, you had Garen Cole from Peoria, Illinois, defeating Willie Walker from Tacoma, Washington, 9-8 in the last leg decider. Garion shot a 6.29 in that last leg to win the match. Can't do anything better than that.
No, you really can't. That's the good stuff we're talking about here for this CSC Challenger Series. And boy, I tell you, yeah, that doesn't get more exciting than that one we had Monday night. But we're looking to try to topple that this evening, hopefully, as it will be Ryan Crawley versus Tito Martinez. I'm kind of excited for that one. I must say, as these two boys are good friends from the same area, same neck of the woods per se of Texas.
Yep. Tito, who lost last week to Travis Wallace, is playing against Ryan Crawley, who defeated Brandon Westover last week 9-3 to advance in the losers bracket to this week. Tito is from the Corpus Christi, Kingsville, Texas area, and Ryan Crawley's from the Pasadena, Houston area. So it's a couple hours difference, but they're kind of right down there at the bottom.
Well, when you're talking about Texas, there's a massive difference in between those 2 hours. Seems so slim there in
Yes.
Texas. So yeah, these guys know each other a little bit. Ryan Crawley playing for Star City Amusements. Tito Martinez playing for DT Amusements. So excited for this one, as Tito actually is a frequent flyer here on the stream, always popping in, giving us some love. So we appreciate that one, Ryan. I believe this is his first time on the stream, and after listening to that interview, it looks like he's excited to be here, and I'm excited to have him on.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about these two guys real quick. Tito is averaging a 3.98 MPR in this tournament so far. He's a heavy scorer. although not every time, based on his interview that you'll hear later on. But he does like to put pressure on his opponent consistently. And I know he's playing a good friend tonight. I don't know if that's going to change things a touch, but he has nine marks so far in the tournament. He's also sponsored by QSOL, that Monsters player. He's very proud to be a part of that team. And then you have Ryan Crawley. He's playing at the stadium in Pasadena, Houston, Texas. 3.63 MPR in this tournament so far, and he has 6.9 marks. So we're going to see some scoring tonight, bud.
Yeah, we should. We'll take it on over to our bracket here as we take a look at the loser side. Is the top half where Mike Redmond is taking on Brian Smith, and then we see it. Larry Runge actually got beat out by Brent Baker. I'm seeing that on my side. I just
Wow.
uploaded it, so yeah, I'm just seeing that on my side of things. So that's a kind of an upset there that we didn't see coming.
No, not at all. And then you have Terry Crews, Chris Watson playing right now. Mark Mears actually just defeated, I believe on the live stream, that's what I just saw, defeated Todd Wigman. So Todd Wigman is out. And
Wow.
we saw Todd play last week against Jeremiah Berger.
Yeah.
Todd Wigman had one of the top 3 averages currently in the CSC Challenger Series, and he's out of this tournament.
That is crazy. That just shows you the talent that we have here for the CSC Challenger Series, both Division 1 and Division 2. We move further into the bracket. Christopher Hunter taking on Billy Meyer. And then our match this evening, Ryan Crawley taking on Tito Martinez.
Yeah, a couple of Texans friends that are going to be battling it out tonight, and it's going to be a great matchup. I'm excited to see it. It's going to be great fun. If you move down here, you got Tommy Campbell and John Pilgrim. So John Pilgrim is in the loser side as well. We saw him on fire the very first week of the CSC Challenger Series. So that's an interesting one. And then you see Jamie DeGroot has already moved on, beating Jim Teeterman. Actually, I believe Jim had to withdraw from the tournament. So there's part of an interesting fun fact for you.
Yeah, and John Pilgrim actually losing out to Cody Drager, who we've seen in the past CSC Challenger Series to get into that loser side, and that's kind of a big loss for him. But he's looking to kind of continue on with that Tommy Campbell one tonight. That should be an interesting draw there, to say the least. Hey, you know what? It's about that time to get over to our streaming board here in just a moment. I gotta tell you, Tito Martinez, Ryan Crawley. Should be a back and forth battle. Both, we're talking less than 0.3 difference in averages. Should be a pretty good one. Tito Martinez winning versus Terry Crews, losing versus Travis Wallace, and then Ryan Crawley losing in that first round to Chris Watson, beating our one of the gentlemen in our past CSCs, Mr. Brandon Westover.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, last week we saw Todd Wigman, Jeremiah Berger, a 4.63 and a 4.44 were their averages. Currently, there are 11 players averaging over 4.0 MPR in Division 2. Daryl Cortez, Jeremiah Bergers, and Todd Wigman. And we didn't get to see the winner's side of the bracket, but Jeremiah Berger takes on Daryl Cortez tonight. So that's the top 2 averages currently in Division 2 are taking it on right now.
We go with our piddle, diddle, cord, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Little game of count up. You can see Tito, we're going to see on the small screen, playing at his home bar. It does not have a streaming setup. And Ryan Crawley playing at the stadium, and that does have a streaming setup. And you can see a lot of people back there behind him.
Yeah, they're definitely there to watch this gentleman go to work tonight versus Tito Martinez. We are definitely ready. Let's get going with the action here. Race to 9 legs in cricket, all cricket here. We'll take a short break after leg 7. Some interviews, and we'll come right back with the action. But here we go, Ryan Crawley to lead us off.
Yeah, and while he does that, I want to let you guys know A to Z Darts considers themselves to be experts in our industry. Former USA #1 professional darts player John Baxter opened Magic Darts and Billiards in Sacramento, California back in 1989. Then the website A2ZDarts.com got developed 10 years later. For over 30 years, John Baxter has helped countless customers in our storefront with their throwing mechanics and how that should guide their barrel choice. FYI, he's hosting a dart clinic during NDA Team Dart in April if you want to catch him in the practice room. He'll be there Saturday and Sunday midday to help you with your throw. And I know what I'm doing midday, Saturday and Sunday, so don't, I'll be busy if you need me. I'll be out there on the throwing floor.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's going to be held in the practice room, I believe, there. Yeah, it should be a good one from John Baxter. Last year we had Dax Luna in attendance. This year John's coming down to give you some advice that you need, that you want. And how about this? We got some guy in here named Ryan George asking me, where's Will? Well, I'm hidden away in the basement, and my internet hasn't gotten any better since the last CSC, so we decided to sacrifice the webcam and go for the audio here, as you don't get to see my ugly mug tonight with my shorts and t-shirt.
Look at this here. Ryan Crawley starting off with a lot of points. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's starting off with a hefty amount of points.
He's staying right there, too. Gets 4 of them. And he's up well over 100 points. 124 to be exact. And guys, A to Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental U.S. All you have to do, hit that like button for us. Tell us your prediction. Tell us where you're from. Just interact in the chat with us a little bit. That's all you got to do, guys. That is the Facebook chat, of course. And great stuff here. That $15 gift certificate, man, it's just like straight cash, homie.
That's pretty much what it is. Get whatever you want from A2ZDarts.com. Can't beat that. But I think we're seeing a little gamesmanship from Ryan, as he knows Tito loves to point.
Yeah, and this is an interesting start for both these players. Both of them can score heavily, and you're seeing that a little bit here. Ryan realistically should now take a shot at the 19s. Yeah, there they go. Well, if it was that easy, he could have done that a while ago.
I think he's trying to put off Tito a little bit here to start off with. And that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, you have friends that know each other well, know each other's games well, and so they're going to try and switch up their strategy a little bit on each other to kind of just see how this goes. And again, this is a loser side match, so whoever loses this one is out. So one of these Texans will be taking out their fellow Texan in this one. It's a tough draw of the bracket.
Certainly is a tough bracket. It's all a tough bracket.
He went at the bullseye. Did you see that?
Wow.
He fell into an 18, but he went at the bullseye for sure.
Goes back up, trips it with the last dart.
This is interesting. Jeremiah Millar says there's a saying, don't poke the bear.
That's the thing about this CSC Challenger Series. We will see some different strategies than maybe we're used to, and it definitely, you can take it into your own gameplay if you're watching from home, or even just us, we can take it into our own gameplay. I know I've taken in some past previous moves I've seen on CSC Challenger Series and took it into my game now, but
I've tried to.
I don't know, a hefty point like that does seem like exactly that, poking the bear, and you may not want to do that one.
Yeah, we'll see if it does wake up Tito a little bit early on. So far, so good, though. And there's a 7 mark. He's right back in this thing. Maybe that's why he's doing it, too. He knows Tito can point quick. Jacob Meter chiming in saying, Ryan is pointing to get settled in. He typically moves along. So there you go. Typically he does close darts, so he might be doing just a little bit of a different strategy tonight. Ooh, he went for the close there, though. Do you like the switching of the strategy in the middle of the match, or the middle of the leg? Middle of the match is different.
Yeah, but say middle of the match, it happens on a consistent basis. You're going to have to do that throughout the duration of this long series. But
Ooh,
that is a clutch dart there. gives him a little bit of a lead, but not much here.
Yeah, that was such an interesting dart. It does give him a little bit of control for the first time in the leg. And that whole point lead that Ryan was getting going here early on is gone. Man, he gets it right back with a 6 mark on the 16s.
Nice move over there, especially after a big closure from Tito.
Yeah, and I believe Tito loves 17s, if I remember correctly.
That's the thing. Does Tito have a subtle advantage now with the 17s over the 16s?
He absolutely does. I mean, and that might be the brilliance of closing that 20 on that last start there, even with just a 3-point lead. But if Ryan just does this, it's not going to matter.
Goes for the stab there. I almost think you stay on that. I almost think you stay on that 16 another dart myself, but he's trying to get rid of him, so he's going to take 2 at him, and that just near miss will cost him.
I'm interested to see what now Tito's going to move over the 16s. Yep, only a single. So they're just kind of they're going to go back and forth here for a minute, kind of dancing in the center of the ring at the start of this heavyweight fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're going to do, and that's why I'm like, I wish he would have stayed there on the 16s with that extra marker, just to be like, all right, let's make sure I'm up ahead when he comes to the line next. But now it's going to cost him here as Tito's got the lead, can go over the close right away.
And I'm curious if he's going to do that. He did not. Now, yeah, I don't like that second dart, just because 2 darts to hit 2 singles, and he stayed there the whole way though. So he had a plan in mind that he needed a trip to move over, and he stayed with that plan. Could never go wrong doing that.
He remembers those points from the very get-go here, trying to turn that table.
Well, and there's the point lead back, and Ryan might move over and close the 17s. He went for a gamble there on the trip instead of just going two singles there to keep in control. That might cost him.
How do you say it? Oh, how the turntable?
Exactly. That's the whole saying.
Right underneath it on the outside. Same thing. Gotta find the triple here.
I mean, how does that hole exist in that dartboard? That second one. It looked like it got closer to the wire than the first one, and the first one looked like it was laying on it. Tito tripped 17 on the second dart. See if he peeks over. He does not. Stays right there for a 6 mark. I love it. Guys, if you are joining us, I am Sean Green of To The Point Streaming, joined by the legendary William Stewart of USA Darts and our man Nick DeShera in the background. Whatever his last name is. Who cares anymore?
We better say Dakari in there?
Yeah, I know. I keep trying to think of Dirachi before I say his last name, and I keep butchering it. One of these times I'm going to get it right. And there's going to be a close here from Tito. No, he misses off the board on this last start. Got very complacent there. See if that affects this.
Jeremiah Miller said he had control early by extending the game. He allowed his opponent to get comfortable. Should have moved around the board and kept his opponent on his heels. That's exactly the kind of strategy that can get you. Yes, it seems like such a good strategy to point, but then it can turn really, really quick.
Well, and a wise person once told me, and Jeremiah Millar, I think, knows this guy pretty well, that when you're playing an opponent that has a higher general average than you, you want the game to go quicker, because the more darts that you give that person, the better chance that the averages will play out, and you'll end up behind at the end.
He finds himself now with Tito with just under a 100-point lead, looking to go ahead and quickly close out these 15s. Does so quickly, like I said.
Yep, it goes back to point on the last one.
I think that's smart.
Jordan Myron here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Jeremiah. Yep. There you go.
Mr. Dan Taylor, hello.
Dagger Darts. What's up, bud? Good to see you, sir.
Appreciate all you folks tuning in tonight. Let's get these numbers up a little bit for these two fine gentlemen. Give us a big like and follow if you have not. Share this around to your friends and family. Tell them we sent you, the PPD.
Ryan George, we love you always, buddy. I am sharing this bad boy out as well. Taking my co-commentator's words to heart there. So there you are. As we have a 1-0 lead for Mr. Tito Martinez. Gets it done. Ryan will step up to go first now.
Jeremiah, how much practice have you been putting in for this Booyah Cup this weekend is what I want to know. We'll see if you drop that in the chat for us.
There you go. Jordan Meyer, dynamite dropping, won 9-5 versus Brett Hollanday just now. Want my rematch versus Kenny Doyle. Sir, you're going to get that rematch with Kenny Doyle, I believe. As Kenny, well, he was 23-0 at one point in this CSC Challenger Series. He won his first 5 legs again yesterday in a final result where he has dropped 3 legs total in the CSC Challenger Series in his 3 matches.
Now, that's some crazy talk right there.
It's crazy. I don't know how else to put it. Jordan, I have all the faith in you that you're going to push him all night long and play your absolute best, and I wish you all the luck, bud. Just shoot your darts, you'll be great to go, but Kenny is just seeming almost unbeatable right now, which is crazy, because last year he seemed that way, but this year it's been even more so.
What we have in this Division 2, I believe we have a gentleman that actually is on to round number 3 without playing a single leg, correct?
Yes, we do. That's another fun fact for us, is on the winner's side, Mr. Jim Nolte had a bye in the first round, and then he had the matchup with Jim Tieterman in round number 2, who had to withdraw from the tournament. So Jim Nolte takes on Cody Drager in the 3rd round of the CSC Challenger Series without playing a match.
That is, that's almost dangerous because, for Jim, I'm saying, because Cody's had the experience of playing 2 matches out the gate where he hasn't played any to get settled, and that is difficult to do, especially with the experience of Cody Drager.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that especially your first time in the CSC Challenger Series, or at least first time in a while, you want to get settled in. And the first couple matches tend to do that for you. That being said, I mean, I'm never going to turn down a free couple of wins. He went for that bullseye again. He likes going at that thing early.
I just want to give you guys a little update here on Nolte because I heard you were talking about him. Jim Nolte versus Cody Drager's tied 6-6 right now. 6-6. And then you have Jimmy Sullivan in his match at 8-6 right now as well. So that's your little sideline update for you.
That is a voice of a young, some say
Rachi.
sexy, Mr. Nick Durati, a.k.a. DeShera.
I love it. All right. Here we are looking on, and a 1.8 in this leg from Tito is just something I never thought I'd say out loud. You got a 5 mark there. That's going to up his average to about mine, although it's a little bit better. Yeah, it's a tough leg for Tito early on. He did get leg 1, but a little drop here in the second one. That's a good last start there. And yes, the darts are floating a little bit slowly to the dartboard on Mr. Crawley's board, but that's internet at the bar or at the location where they are at. So,
Fortunately, even though you're dealing with the same area of Texas, or I guess the same somewhat area, more than what we normally do of Wisconsin or Florida or whatever, but we still got Florida, we still got Indiana, we still got Kansas, and we got the bar as well. So it can be difficult to all connect, right? Especially with my situation here at home.
Your
Damn
predicament.
Cox. Damn Cox.
That's a frustrated William Stewart of USA Darts. We're not going to be sponsored by them anytime soon. Nor would we be, it sounds like.
Oh, man.
All right. Ryan just needs one more to make this 1-1. And there it is. A 3-6-9 at the end of that. And I wanted to keep singing, but I stopped myself.
Probably a good thing for everyone at home.
You don't want a little like, to the window, to the wall. You don't want any of that? Guys, again, if you have not done so already, get on Facebook, head on over, put a comment in our chat. Let us know your predictions. It is 1-1 right now. Tito Martinez, Ryan Crawley, and race to 9 here in the CSC Challenger Series. Brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. And also hit that like button for us. If you do so, you are entered into a $15 gift certificate giveaway to A to Z Darts on their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping, holla, in the continental U.S. Straight cash, homie. And Tito kind of doing a turnaround here in this leg.
Did you see that Facebook comment from Josh Cunningham? Cox Internet once played 9 legs and got no boom goes the dynamites.
Well, Josh, that should deserve the $15 gift certificate. I hope it goes to you. Because that comment, that might be one of the better ones that we're going to see, bud.
I'm going to copy paste that and send that in the tech support.
Jeremiah, appreciate you joining us for a little bit, bud. Oh, that's so good. When you talk to Cox tomorrow, you should definitely just say that to him. Like, you don't know what that means, but it's a huge dig.
Huge dig. put it right on the inside here and get some points on the board.
He gets it done. Tito gets a single 20 on the first dart. There goes a trip 17. And gets another trip 20 on the board. So Tito pointing and closing. When you're hitting everything, it makes it a little bit easier.
I'd say so. It makes it just that tad bit easier.
It's hard to lose the game when you have more points than your opponent. Great. John Madden once said that. Dan Taylor asked how to become eligible for that. So if you also want to know how to become eligible to play in PPD Nationals, TOC in October, the CSC Challenger Series next time it comes around, players become eligible for those by playing in PPDs and daily remote tournaments, or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. The map will show any locations with G3 boards within the PPD system. We are always accepting new members, so if you're not seeing anything in your area, have your vendor contact us on our website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website. It doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing one league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today. As Tito one bullseye away from taking a 2-1 lead. And I'm going to ask our good man on the controls back there if he would refresh our stream here. Oh, I was like, uh-oh, that was a tall ask, apparently. All right, there we go. Love you, buddy. Thank you, sir. I had a fuzzy screen.
You weren't the only one. I think I put that in the old messengers chat like a good production person normally would.
Well, you know, he gets it done. A 4.65 from Tito Martinez, and that is more like it from him.
Yeah, that steps it up quite a bit from what we were previously seeing.
Cox one time never lost a lead in a cricket leg and still lost. Board, lost internet, and kicked from game. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
This is taking on a mind of its own, and Josh Cunningham is... I need to meet him. Where are you going to be, man? Where are you from? I got to know this immediately.
I love JJ's always in there giving me the Cox dial-up here, too. I swear, I got good quality internet. It's just been, I guess it's been a thing in the area recently. I guess everybody's having an issue, so. I can get these 19s here. No, 18s instead.
You said what 19s?
Why would I do that, Will?
And they didn't even close it. What?
I think he
Takes
tried
out the
to go
20.
up. Yeah, he went over to the 20 to try to close here. And then look at this. Tito storming, just slamming that door shut.
I mean, wow. And he went for the kill shot on the 19s, too, on the last start with the trip 3. I'm very interested to see that.
A couple questionable moves already from Ryan. We'll just go ahead and say it.
Yeah, and, you know, it might be him trying to play his opponent a little bit, try to do things a little bit differently. If I'm in that case and I'm Ryan, I close the 21st. If I know that third dart's going there, I might as well get rid of it with my first dart. Because then, if you only hit 2 single 18s, you're not kicking yourself afterwards thinking, why did I, you know, pretty much waste that round doing it the way that I did it. So that's my thoughts on that. I think that it could have worked out the same way if he would have shot it the right way, or the way that typically you would do it.
In my situation, I don't even attempt to close that number if I don't do something on the board in that equation. It just seems like a not too smart move because your opponent can do exactly what Tito did and close it.
Yeah, and you just saw it there. He closed the 19 on the first dart and wasn't able to get any more points. And Tito's going to get more points, that's for sure. Okay. Jay says, I'm calling errant 18, closing the 20, and then hit the 18. So I guess I could understand that happening.
And attacks at 17. Trying to get those points up. He takes the 10.
I'm telling you, I love Tito. He has a strategy that he sticks to every time. And in his mind there, he's like, I have to hit a triple before I shoot a dart at the 17, especially with an X on the 18. Mm-hmm. And if I'm Ryan, this is another moment where I get rid of the 18 first. There it goes. Big trip 17 goes a long way here. Ooh, just a single. No, Jay, I do it all the time. It just always weirds me out when it happens here. It's never the first decision. I always think that the things are intentional when they originally happen.
Jeff Welch asking where are these guys from, just to give you all an update that maybe tuning in as well. Ryan Crawley's from Pasadena, Texas, playing at the stadium. Playing for Star City Amusements. Tito Martinez playing at the office. And at Kingsville, Texas, playing for DT Amusements. Big shout out to those guys.
So a couple of Texans on the boards tonight. They're about 2.5 hours away from each other. One is a little bit east of Houston, although still kind of in Houston. And the other one is southwest of Houston, about 2.5 hours down the way. And we're seeing Ryan take control here in this leg.
How about that? It seemed like he was almost down and out there for a little bit.
Ooh, a little high on that third one. See what Tito can do. He's going to look at the 15s. He needs a trip 15 here, or else now he's in an awkward position. Yep, and he has to do the same thing that Ryan did. Except this timing's way worse. Yep, there it goes. So Ryan now in control of the leg after that steady shift. Big 5 mark there. Tito's shooting at the bulls. Ooh, that second dart I saw. He threw it real fast at the 15, trying to get it closed. That's a frustrating one.
Definitely want to make this a 3-1 match instead of a 2-2. Getting close to the break.
A little high on the first one from Ryan. We have seen Ryan struggle a little bit on the bulls. That might be why he tends to take shots at the bull when he can on the last start. He did that on legs 1 and 2. So Tito here with a wide opening here to take out this one. 5 bulls will do it. Can't do it anymore though. Well, that's a good dart.
Yeah, I about to say gets a good one there and a good one there.
Oh boy. We're going to talk about
gets
putting pressure
interesting.
on.
Mm-hmm.
It is now 3-1 in bulls. And after the last round of Ryan not hitting one.
Now it's really interesting because that's a kind of a blocker.
Oh, what a good second dart. He's got to fit it right between those two, though. He tried it. It was a good-looking dart, just a little bit high. And now Tito Martinez is going to steal this leg, and that's going to hurt. Well, he's allegedly going to steal this leg. He doesn't.
Oh my goodness! I did not see that one coming. And Ryan Crawley's got to be. He can't. He probably can't believe it right now. What just happened?
I can't believe it. I'm sure he can't. Yeah, he's going to fire right at that bullseye now. And he gets it in 2. Man. He owes Tito a drink for that one.
Tito's going to be kicking himself. That's what he's going to be doing. That's probably going to be one of the lowest averages we see win a leg here in the CSC Challenger Series. I'm going to be honest with you, 2.74.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Because you're absolutely right there. That was a scrappy leg that had a lot of back and forth. And it's going to be real tough for Tito to get over that quick. As you see it right there, only a single 20.
Denny asking in the chat, he's going one of these guys' normal averages. Right now we got Ryan Crawley at 3.63 for the tournament. And Tito Martinez at 3.98. But I got to tell you, Tito actually was averaging well above that in the last CSC Challenger Series, going through a little bit of a slump, as he will mention here in this interview shortly.
Yeah, he's been down a little bit, but it's been coming back to him. I love how often him and his wife are out there shooting darts on Facebook. I mention that all the time. And you got...
Let's be honest, darts is a roller coaster ride. It's not going to be straight. It's not going to be like that. I mean, if darts is what we want it to be, I mean, yeah, it would be a consistent uphill climb, but unfortunately, it's a roller coaster ride. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you're going to have your sideways moments.
And you honestly get a small snippet of that for the CSC Challenger Series because it's a race to 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be up and down legs here. We had a 279 or 274 win the last leg, a 465 win the previous leg, and the opposite person won. So it's going to have that kind of back and forth. And again, you see that from Ryan. Only gets 2 marks on the 18, and last start fires at the trip 20 to close it. I'm still just interested in his starting strategy.
It's definitely an interesting one here, as Tito will still kind of have the advantage here.
Yeah, even after that 7 mark.
To give you guys a little update here, Jimmy Sullivan against Corey Jensen lost in the tiebreaker after being up 8-6. Corey taking 3 on the spin to beat out Jimmy Sullivan to go into the next round.
Wow.
There you go.
I got to tell you what, you're beautiful. Coming in here and giving us that good stuff.
Well, I don't even know if you could hear it. I did a little ESPN alert and everything for it too. I didn't get the copyright permission, so don't tell ESPN I did that.
I did not hear that.
There we go. A little audition.
Yeah, I did not hear that at all. Darn it.
Always trying to add to the production here, and look at Nick adding to it in his little ways, gifting us with his voice presence.
Yeah, I love it. I told him early on, it might be cool instead of us having to look down in the chat all the time to get those updates. If you just get on here and say them out loud. You're on a mic, a beautifully sounding mic, by the way, which is mostly your voice. But yeah, I love it. I love the addition.
Tell you what, Nick's got a face for radio, I tell you.
Wow.
Oh, my bad. I meant voice for radio. My bad.
Oh, boy. Well, not all of us can have a face for the camera.
I couldn't resist on that one. I love seeing a sponsor get in here and show some love to their players. We see Monster Squad in here.
Yeah, and
Monsters.
We see that all the time. I have not yet seen a player sponsored by QSOL and Monsters say a bad thing about them. They're always extremely complimentary, and it shows very much in the way they treat their players and vice versa.
Ditto there, sir. See Crawley try to take a stab here, get the lead here.
The averages have shot up a little bit to a 4.0 and now a 3.57. Dropped a little bit for Ryan there, which is a 2 mark. Giving a little bit of an advantage back to Tito. But if I know Tito, he's going to look at the 17s first, at least once. Definitely twice. And boom goes the dynamite. Tito Martinez getting the first one on the board. And we are rolling now. Look for him to start dropping.
Fully anticipating that to happen. Once the lock's been unlocked there, all that's left to do is slam or open up that door and let him come on in. That's what Tito's done there.
Yep, and takes complete control of this leg now. And my goodness, still pointing. That is patented Tito Martinez right there with that first start on the trip 17 again.
Yeah, you almost have to double take at that score line to realize what he's done here.
Yeah, he's at 489 to 334. That's a significant 140 point lead right now.
We'll look to quickly close these 15s, or do you think it goes right to 16s?
It looks like there goes the 15s. And he does that 16-15 transfer that I love so much, except he went reverse of that. And Ryan pretty far down on this leg now. Tito did what we've seen Tito do very often to an opponent, and that's almost take him out of the leg real early on.
left is the bowls for Tito to try to make this a 3-2 match.
Only a single 2 on the first start. There's one bowl. Only one. So Ryan 3 in the black away from taking the point lead. Just saying. We have seen these legs get pretty scrappy at the end of them. Ooh. Just into the single 4. That looks so in.
It definitely did here. Is this going to be 1-2? Yes, it will be for Tito Martinez to make this a 3-2 match with 4.20 average in that one.
You gotta love that score line. We got a 3-2 score line here as we are racing to 9. The CSC Challenger Series brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. I am Sean Green of To The Point Streaming, joined by an absolute legend, Mr. Nick Teixeira, and also Will Stewart of USA Darts.
That's how it should be done, sir, right there. Good job.
You stop it right now. I was hoping for you to laugh at it and we'd move on. But instead, you didn't let me have my fun with it.
Hey, I tell you what, 23-year-old legend. Woo! Woo!
I just love that he just like nodded his head when I said it too. He's like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, you're right.
The behind the scenes videos, guys, would be great content.
Nice little 7 mark there from Tito.
Denny Garn is going to make me talk for a second. So do you want to know how to become eligible for TOC in October 2022 in the CSC Challenger Series? Players become eligible for those by playing in PPD leagues and daily remote tournaments, or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. The map will show any locations with G3 boards within the PPD system. And we are always accepting new members, so if you are not seeing anything in your area, have your vendor contact us on our website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website. It doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing 1 league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today. And on top of that, you have to be within the top 500 players points-wise on the All-Star rank list lockdown date.
Impressive.
On that date, we'll take the top 500 players on the rank list, sort that list of players by PPR, and the top 32 players will be invited to Division 1, and the next highest rated 32 players will be invited to Division 2. And it has been an absolute blast so far, and we hope more people get involved next time.
Impressive. Nicely done there, Sean. Reminder, too, we also have the TOC coming up in October. You definitely want to be there. Over 2 million. Ooh, 2 million in payouts.
Yeah. I mean, that is insanity to even say out loud, to hear it spoken out loud. A United States soft tip dart tournament has payouts of over $2 million. You'd be crazy not to do it.
We're going to be there, too. We're going to be taking the old camera equipment. We're going to be streaming the bad boy. How about that?
Oh, yeah. The producers promoting darts are heading to TOC, baby. Get to meet us. Nick Teixeira will be doing a signed meet and greet.
We'll be signing all your trash.
Like, literally, he's going to dig through the trash and, like, sign pieces and, like, scatter them about the arena.
We'll do it with expo markers, so it's not on there. It doesn't ruin anything.
I love it.
Look at this from Ryan Crawley. He's trying to make this 33. Throwing some impressive stuff here. 5.40.
I wonder if he closes the bullseye here, if he goes 15. He went the 15 route. I was interested to see what he was going to do there.
He's kind of left us guessing on a couple of these, hasn't he?
And you know what? Both these guys have from time to time, and it's honestly exactly how cricket should be played often, is switching up strategy, keeping if you're keeping the play-by-play and the analyst guessing the entire time, you're doing something right.
So you're saying Jose's doing something right, huh?
No. You can't do something wrong and miscount, and that's how you lose matches and legs. You at least have to get, like, it still has to make sense what you're doing. To some point, you know?
I totally get it. Tito trying to make a stand here. Is it too little too late, though?
Yes. Look at that. He points instead of just hitting one bullseye. Gets that point lead back, and just misses it. I said yes, but was that the right answer? Not with winning darts yet for Tito, so a lot of time still for Ryan. And I just turned off my monitor, so who knows what's going on. There we go. All right.
That's all right. I think we'll still need a little refresh from our man in the back if he can do it. Let's see here. Going for the bull here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner 4.0.
There you go. Ryan Crawley getting back in this thing. And guys, it's now 3-3. This has all the makings of a fantastic finish down the stretch. And I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the whole rest of this time. They have been scrappy legs. It has been fantastic so far. It's reached every expectation. The only thing that I am a little bit surprised about is the one leg where a 2-point-something won.
I think I've been a little bit more surprised at some of the strategy that we've seen, definitely. But, I mean, you can't, to each their own. We've said it before. I mean, everybody's going to have their own unique strategy, and maybe we'll see a little bit of different strategy as these players know each other. Maybe they're going to try to throw each other off. But, you know, we'll see how this one plays out. It's definitely been interesting. 3-3 here. Heading to our break after this one.
Yep. It's about a 6-minute interview between the two players with a little break thrown in there for our great sponsor, A2ZDarts.com. And guys, make sure, leave a comment, hit that like button for us. Let us know your final score predictions. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And you will be automatically entered into a giveaway for a $15 gift certificate for A2ZDarts.com. And if you spend over $45 total, you get that free shipping.
I love it so much. I can't say it enough about the free shipping, as we see at 7 mark there from Ryan.
The only thing I'd love more is a little refresh to this stream page. Nick's going to get so sick of us. He's not even smiling anymore. Should tell us all we need to know. All right, both these guys coming out firing a little bit. Man, wire, right there into the neighbors. Yeah, that was brutally unlucky on that second dart, at least. Got Mr. Jay Fouché from Orlando, Florida.
I think we're going to see a little point battle here on these 19s and 20s for a little bit.
Oh, man. Don't say that to me. It gets me excited.
Both of them want to go into that break with the lead. I can't blame them here for doing it.
Oh, for sure. And how huge would this be? It seems like there have been certain legs where Tito has dominated. There's been certain legs that Ryan has dominated. But it always seems to, like, get a little bit scrappy at the end of this.
And it's about to get a little scrappy now as Ryan doesn't produce the darts he needs to. Tito with an open look at the 20s, he so chooses, but we've seen in the past, he'd go at the 19s.
As that great song says, it's about to get funky, funky, funky.
Wow. Now I'm really surprised about that, though. If you noticed, he went single 3, trip 7, and then went upstairs after not pointing a single dart. Went upstairs and closed his 20s.
Yeah, we can't see his board, so I'm going to guess that he was blocking himself of doing what he wanted to do there. on those first 2 darts. I think that's a likely reason for going up there and taking a stab at it. If it's Tito, there are certain players that kind of just feel that shot and take it. Tito is very responsible about at least pointing on the first 2 darts before taking any stab at it, and he does it again there with a big 7 mark. Central Florida in the house. We got our awesome Wisconsin players and darters and supporters in here. But as always, guys, truly appreciate it. It is 3-3 in a race to 9 format here. CSC Challenger Series brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts.
Definitely appreciate you being here. It's phenomenal to see the support that we always do every Monday and Wednesday night here, not just for us, but for these players. We can't thank you enough for being here.
Yeah, and Jimmy Morales is in the chat with us. He is actually there at the location in Kingsville, the office, watching along. And he said that, yep, he was blocked off on that shot at the trip 20 from the 19. So would have typically stayed there. However, sometimes the way the darts lay force you to do something a little bit different.
Don't tell she got us on a speaker or something there, Jamie. So Tito's just listening to us as well.
I love it.
Nice 7 mark from Tito there. So if he is listening, good shot there, sir.
Oh, that'd be so weird to like hear us 15 seconds after whatever's happens. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to be real nice to Tito. I have been so far because I love Tito, but you know, I'm just saying. Alyssa Sadler, watching from Texas. Ryan Crawley is my dad. Well, shout out to the daughter for tuning in, supporting dad. I love that a lot.
That's great. Gotta love that. Nice triple to close there from Tito. Goes back to the 19s to add a little bit more points. 84-point lead here for Tito Martinez.
Which is surprisingly not as much as he would like to have a lead, point-wise. But yeah, this is a another one of those scrappy legs, you know? This keeps happening with these 2 guys. I love it. They just keep going back and forth, scrapping along, around a 4 for both guys. And they're just kind of sitting here in the same zone. And we're just waiting for one of these players to do something like that with a 6 mark from Tito. So Ryan has a little bit of work to do.
There's certainly stooges there.
You should have. You should have just gone with it, man.
I should just went with it. Yeah, he's going to have to do something here to try to have the lead going into the break. But looks like this is all going to be all Tito Martinez headed in.
Mr. Ballmer, good evening to you, sir, as well. And yes, has been a fantastic match so far. About as scrappy as it gets, as you see there. A little, not quite a huge opening for Ryan because Tito has such a huge point lead. That's why Tito does what Tito does.
There's definitely times where I feel like, man, was that excessive or not? But when it works, man. I gotta tell you.
Thank you, Monster Squad. Appreciate you tuning in with us. Have yourself a fantastic night, sir. And then there's another great round from Tito. It looks like he is in complete control now of taking the 4-3 lead to the break. After the break, anything can still happen in the CSC Challenger Series Division II matchup. Loser side week 3. Both these guys playing to stay in this tournament. And continue going for that ultimate prize of $2,500 for first place. That's a lot of money, man.
That's a hefty amount of money. Buy a lot of shoes, or just one shoe if you're a particular person of those. But hey, there's Tito Martinez with 4.0.
Yep, and they're going to do their break. Ryan was ready to take it anyway. And well done on the timing, sir. And I'll let you lead this one out, bud.
I figured you would, but hey, that's all right. Your 4.0 as we head into our break. 4-3, Tito Martinez over Ryan Crawley. You folks don't want to go anywhere. So we'll be back in a short 6 minutes for the rest of this match. From William Stewart here at USA Darts, Nick Teixeira, and Sean Green. We'll be back with more for the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Maroon Darts.
Stay with us, guys.
Tito Martinez. I'm playing out of the office in Kingsville, Texas, and I play for Dean C. Amusements.
Well, Tito, it's an absolute pleasure to have you back on the CSC Challenger Series here. I know you're one of the commentators and my own personal fan favorites just because you're always in there supporting us, so we're happy to have you back. Are you excited to be back on the stream?
Yes, sir. I enjoy what you guys do, and I just love the exposure and the attention and showing off my darts sometimes. I mean, I'm a little bit struggling a little bit, but they're coming.
You're definitely like a point heavy player. Do you want to talk a little bit about your strategy going into like a normal cricket match?
Yeah, well, it all depends who I'm playing. Brandon was, taking his time up there and stuff, so he was kind of, tell you the truth, frustrating me a little bit. So I figured, you know what, let me frustrate him by pointing the crap out of him. So that's what I did. So until but I don't play that all the time. Sometimes I go there for the close, but I felt that day that I needed to, prove a little point that I can point with the best. So.
Well, you definitely proved that point that evening. And now you're playing against the guy that knocked out Brandon Westover from this tournament. He's not even in it anymore. How does that make you feel as far as like getting your mentality ready for tonight's match?
I know Ryan very well. He's a good friend of mine. We played against each other lots of times. So it's going to be a good, fun match. I just go into it with the mentality, go and have fun, win or lose. Darts are darts. I don't have that mentality. I cry over losing darts or anything, so.
That's the best way you can really approach it. You just have to stay that positive mindset and kind of really just stay focused. Now, looking at this field here of players, would you say that the CSE player talent has gotten a little harder since the last session we had? It seems like it's been a tighter spread.
It has. It's if you don't watch what you're doing with these guys, they're going to catch you. I just finished playing against Travis, and it was a back and forth match, and he caught me at the end. He caught me by surprise. He was shooting really, really good, and I was like, well, we just gotta take your time next match and do our thing, and have that mindset. It's like, man, these guys are good, just as good as you. So,
with that being said, is there anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along?
Yeah, I wanted to give kudos to my sponsor, Boston Monsters, and QSO. And all my friends and family, Dart family that are watching, thanks for the support. And it'll be a fun match tonight against Ryan.
Well, Tito, I appreciate you coming on with us to talk about the CSC Challenger Series. We are looking forward to your match this evening, my friend, and I hope you shoot well.
My name's Tito Martinez, and you're watching the CSC Challenger Series.
Is Ryan Crawley. I'm playing out of the stadium, and I play for Star City.
Well, Ryan, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here on the CSC Challenger Series. I'm looking at this bracket here, and you knocked out one of my Florida friends, Brandon Westover, in your previous match. So you're kind of coming out here swinging, even though you're on the loser side. How's the experience been for you so far in this field?
It's been a wonderful experience. I love what PPD does for players trying to improve their game. So we've been involved in the TOC now for a couple of years and really enjoy it.
How long have you been playing darts?
I've been playing darts on and off for a while, but mostly it was just kind of out with friends having a beer and throwing some darts. But 2 years ago, I played Texas Bull Shooter, and that was my first competitive tournament, and kind of got my juices flowing with it. And from there, Nathan Ritter talked me into a TOC league, and still in that league. Met a bunch of great partners through that. A lot of great friends.
Speaking of friends, you and Tito Martinez have a little bit of history, don't you?
Well, actually, it was back at 2000 Bull Shooter, so kind of a funny story, because just being new to it, I had no idea what the 01 freeze rule was. So I was kind of walking around with a chicken with my head cut off, and Tito kind of noticed me and noticed that I was panicking a little, and sit me down and explained it all. And never met him before that, and turned out to be a great guy, and I consider him a very good friend.
And then let's say you kind of make a deep run through the rest of this tournament, you make it to that finals with, I believe, $2,500 for first place. What do you do with that prize money if you win it?
Oh, it'll probably be spent on the grandbabies.
There we go. Fantastic. Now, is there anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along?
You know, my wife is my biggest fan. I'm glad that she lets me do what I do for this, playing 3 nights a week, and then, you know, tournaments on the weekend. And the bar we play out of, Jimmy, Tony, Tracy, they've done such a good job of getting the players out there and giving us a platform to do it. Gabe runs wonderful tournaments out of the stadium. Love what we do. And all my partners, Ram, Daryl, Christy Davis, Lee Shields, Daryl Cortez, all those guys, man, I appreciate everything. Pat Cook, all the teaching he has given me, you can't replace it.
Well, I know we're excited to see what you're capable of live this evening from the stadium. We have Ryan Crawley. We wish you the best luck and shoot well.
My name is Ryan Crawley, and you're watching the CSC Challenger Series.
We are back to the action here. Tito Martinez 4, Ryan Crawley 3. As we come back from our break, it's the CSC Challenger Series Division 2 this evening. William Stewart here of USA Darts Productions, joined by Sean Green of To The Point Streaming, Mr. Nick DeShera in the background as he waves to nobody. How's it going, folks? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us here.
You know, he does wave at that camera every time, and we
It is great.
It's just to us, which is hilarious.
It's the thought that counts, if anything. Absolutely. I actually did come back on here to give you guys another update. We have our first 4th round match on the winner's side decided for Division 2. Jim Nolte comes out on top against Cody Drager to line up against Larry Keith in the next round after going, I believe, in another tiebreaker.
Wow. That is so surprising, considering that Cody Drager has already played a couple matches. Jim Nolte, that is his first match in this CSC Challenger Series, surprising enough, in the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting change of events, you know? Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, here we go.
You're almost blown away, it seems, back there as Nick dropped that news. I'm loving the little drop-ins by Nick.
Yeah, it's great. Except for when he, like, can defend himself. Like, that's lame. But,
yeah,
you know, the other part of it's fantastic.
Yeah, just take it, Nick. You're young.
Like,
come on.
110% every time. You should just do it like that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh, guys.
For sure. For sure.
He got you there, bud. He got you there.
Boom goes the dynamite. You know, let's just put it all out there. Brandon Neal. What else we got?
No, that's good. That's good here. This is the thing here. How these guys come out of this break here? We're already seeing kind of a little hesitation. It's gonna take that second from going from constant play to no play at all that can really be wishy-washy and how you come back.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen a couple scrappy legs like this from these guys. They always tend to get going here as the leg moves on. But there was that one leg that finished in the twos, with the twos winning a 2-7-4.
Yeah, and we don't see that. We don't see that in the CSC Challenger Series. It was actually surprising that it did. Tito actually missed, I think, dart would have put him 3-2 or something like that, and he just missed his opportunity, and then up came Ryan and took it out.
Yeah, those averages dropped big time on the Bulls, that's for sure. But that was one of those legs. It could easily be 5-2 right now. And we've had, like I said, we've had quite a few of those scrappy legs where it's come down to the end a little bit. And we're seeing it again here. Just manages a 1 mark for Mr. Crawley, so see if Tito can take advantage of that. There's a good trip on the second one. He'll stay there most likely. Yep, get 6 of them.
This is a 104-point advantage for him.
Guys, the great news is that my voice is going out slowly but surely. It's getting raspier as this night goes on. My nose is starting to boom goes that dynamite is what my nose is starting to do.
Big 9 mark there. Yeah, I've been hearing you slowly but surely grow through the raspiness here.
It makes it easier to say, oh, boom goes to dynamite. It doesn't make it easier for me to do that. Luckily, I'm taking some medication that will hopefully help.
Ricola. Oh, sorry. That is a paid advertisement for Ricola. I think just $300 in my pocket, please.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Why do you always say that? I get paid every time I do.
There's a big trip 19. Can you do it again? No, up to the 20s with that last one. See, this is the thing. It's weird times when Tito goes ahead and chooses, I'll take a chance here.
I really think that if we got a look at his board the entire time, we'd notice when he does take those opportunities, because I'm pretty sure he plays to where he does not move at that line, and if his dart is blocked, he has no problem taking a stab at like a dart that he normally wouldn't, if that makes sense.
That's a great point that Sean Green has made there. Is you can kind of see in that game screen, does Tito move over ever? You can take and watch maybe his next 5 rounds to the board and see, does he take a step over, does he not? That'll usually tell you. If you're active on the throw line, moving around, usually you find your way in there. But if you're not, you got to kind of work with what you got.
I will say this. So last night, I had the privilege of streaming Mr. Larry Butler, and he absolutely will throw his first dart in the trip 20, will move over to the other side of the Aki a little bit, throw a second dart in the trip 20 on the other side of the trip, and then move over to the middle and throw his third dart right in the middle of those two. Mm-hmm. If you're naturally able to move along that line, it really does almost make it a little bit of an easier choice to keep your strategy.
Mm-hmm. And see, there's some people that think, old school play is not moving at all and just banging it in where you can. Well, some of those old school guys worked in those 1080s with those massive darts, and they've been doing it for a while,
That's exactly right as well. It really is just a comfort level for the player, and you want to do what is most comfortable for you no matter what.
That's a thing that a lot of us forget, is when we judge strategic moves or anything like that, you got to do what's best for you.
Right. And
if you lose at the end of the day, hey, you did what was best for you. That strategy cost you, as we see.
Boom goes the dynamite. That's number 2 of this leg after having 0 at the start. It's starting to heat up here at the CSC Challenger Series Division 2 as we get back-to-back. Boom goes the dynamites. That one from Tito Martinez.
Love it. We're starting to see some exciting stuff here in this 8th leg. Division 2 CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. Get involved today, dartstoc.com. Go do it. find the board near you.
Yeah, you got to love the back-to-back 9s. I'm telling you, Brandon Hartwig has a habit of putting that tonight as TNT, and that's looking like a pretty darn good nickname for someone who says boom goes the dynamite pretty often. I always think that, like, that's what he's doing. It's like talking to me and creating a nickname for me. And yes, that's how I think about things. Oh, man, I got silence. That's never a good sign.
I was reading a little bit something on my notes here and look up, and I just hear blasphemy from you is what it is.
Exactly. We'll call it how it is. We'll call a spade, you know?
Look at this from Tito. Putting in the work he needs to. Good stuff. 126-point lead for Tito Martinez.
Yeah, and again, as a reminder, Ryan Crawley's hit 2 9 marks in this leg, although Tito did respond with one right after from Ryan. And since then, Tito's had control back in this entire leg. So that's thrown off Ryan quite considerably.
Yeah, and I think that Tito actually started second in this leg. So 4-4-5-2. We're seeing some good stuff here.
Yep, this is the Wednesday night Division 2 of the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. The score right now is 4-3. Tito Martinez over Ryan Crawley. Both these guys Texans. One hails from the Houston area, the other from the Corpus Christi / Kingsville area. And we got ourselves a battle brewing here. Another trip goes a long way. Ooh, just a bit high on that third dart.
Yeah, looking for that third one there. Put him ahead, but unfortunately, Tito Martinez got a small advantage here if he can produce a closure. Can he? Yes, he can. Trying to make this a 5-3 match.
Yeah, and that would be the biggest lead of the match so far. It has stayed within 1 the entire time, with Tito having the lead, and Ryan not ever having the lead so far. And I believe Tito broke Ryan's throw in the first round, and that has been the only break of throw that we've seen. As we get over 1,000 points, you got to love that number, bud.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before we saw that one, these two.
And we are in round 17 of 20, it looks like. Something to definitely pay attention to here. Yep, round 17 of 20.
Yeah, definitely didn't mention that one. Can get dicey here, big trip. Just continue to point. Yes, he will.
Yep. It's one of those things, if you've been there before, you realize the rounds that you are slipping into, and you'll see these guys maybe not go for the closes like they normally would.
Back and forth battle here.
That's a big 7 mark. That almost causes Tito to maybe look at those 16s. He definitely won on those first 2 darts, probably. He didn't. He went 15, so I was technically right. But that one surprised me for sure.
So let me go with this other one.
There's a 15-second delay at that location. I don't know, man. I would not be able to focus if I was listening to the commentary about myself.
There's no way. There's no way I can't do that. If there's ever a stream on or like a grand board stream, and you try to hop on there just for kicks and giggles, you gotta turn that thing down.
Especially with how hilarious we are. Like, he'd just be laughing the whole time. He's down to 6 seconds here. Thinking about what to do this last dart. Yeah, that's the only thing he can do there, honestly.
Time with it, and that may have not been the best idea, as that can be some difficult stuff when you take your time.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
looking at
rhythm.
Tito. Ooh, he tried to close the points, but here we are, round 20. He can no longer win this leg after that first dart. So it will go to Tito Martinez, who will have the largest lead of this match at 5-3 in just about 30 seconds, or however long it takes Tito to throw his darts. And shout out to the first round out leg of darts here in this season of the CSC Challenger Series. You love to see it.
We see Ram Rivera Jr. actually walk by in the background.
Yep, Ram is there at the stadium. I know that there are a couple of Texas players playing tonight, including Mr. Daryl Cortez, I believe, is playing somewhere close by on that at that same venue against Jeremiah Berger. That one might be over with already.
Their biggest lead of the match, 5-3 here. Tito Martinez over Ryan Crawley.
These guys just keep doing different things. I love it. Is that at the double on the third dart?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I don't think he was happy with the way the second dart laid, honestly. But look at this. Boom goes the dynamite. Tito Martinez.
I think you saw Ryan try to quickly close those 19s as he knows Tito's been hitting those 19s of late.
Yeah, Tito hammers the bottom of the board pretty hard. That 19-17 area has been so generous to him. And just a 2 mark there for Tito in that round, so a little bit of an opening. But Ryan still has to take advantage of it.
There's one.
One thing we have yet to mention, I love Ryan's throw.
Wish we had a little bit better view of Tito's. But yeah, he seems pretty sturdy himself as well.
Tito looks like he pushes the dart from his eye straight to the board, which I love. But Ryan right there just takes it back just gently and fires it forward. The forward movement that he has is what you kind of want to see in your dart throw. The only thing that he does inconsistently at times is he'll drop his elbow a little bit. So that's where you'll see that dart kind of dive low on him.
Throw analysis from the one and only Mr. Sean Green.
Thank you for that. It was beautiful. As Ryan needs to hit a lot of 18s here. Oh boy, what an unlucky second dart.
Yeah, one hole outside that triple.
How do you feel? How do you feel about throwing with 3 separate colored flights?
Each their own. Some people can't do it because it bugs them. I never really pay attention to that, but then again, I'm the first guy to say that. I threw for just standard white flights for probably a year and a half too, just because it's a non-distracting color, and I could plainly see where my flights were.
Well, there you go.
I think for myself, when you throw that first dart, it depends on where it's at. But you can use your barrel, you can use your flight as a marker as well. It just kind of depends on how you're at. So use a flight that you can see. That's going to cause issues.
I mean, that's a great point, bud. And one that I've always used brighter colored flights that I can see better, especially when they fall on the floor. And you're absolutely right. I can see that flight a lot better. It's nice.
That's a good point that you made too, especially when it falls on the floors. That's a nightmare. I saw it down at Oklahoma Throwdown and other tournaments that you stream. Is especially when you got a tripod next to you and maybe a cover over it. One of them things goes underneath there, or even behind the board. It can make it difficult to see.
Well, you also every single conference room in every single hotel.
Oh my goodness!
All over the country uses a busy carpeted pattern of some kind that literally it does not matter the color of your flight. It will blend into that carpet some way or another.
You are correct there, sir. You are 100% correct. We all know the hotel ballrooms and banquet halls we all go to for these tournaments, and that carpet, that hideous carpet they all have.
So busy, man, and just unnecessary. But I digress.
We're seeing here a tight niche match here, 369 at 340. Big triple there for Tito Martinez. Still looking for another. Doesn't get it outside into the 777.
Yeah, he went for that kill shot there. And now we'll see if Ryan can get the same opportunity. He's got to stay on the 16, I believe. He went for it. Oh, boy.
Saw a little clap there. From him
Yeah,
as well.
I think it's because he went back and forth in his mind before he shot that third dart. And if you miss it, no matter if it was the right move or the wrong move, if you miss that dart, it's going to frustrate you because you're going to believe that the other way was the better shot.
And that's the thing. You got to, if you do hesitate at the line, you got to stop what you're doing, take a step back and recollect and then get back into it. You know, act like that was your first start, you know. You never want to be hesitant on a dart.
Right. I tend to, because the one thing that I have an advantage on in darts is hopefully my knowledge and gameplay and strategy. I always have that exact game plan no matter what happens. I have hey, if I hit a trip here on the first start, that's what I'm doing. If I have to at least hit this many before I move. That's why I respect Tito a lot, because Tito will sit there and point. Especially those first two darts, and that's his game plan going into it, and he will not get away from that game plan. As you see Ryan there do the opposite strategy of what he just did. He hits a single 16, but he's going to be happier about that choice because he hit something. Tie ball game. And he gets the 45-point lead. I was seeing what was going to happen there. The chat is active on the flight discussion. Katie Runk says, someone told me they use a different color on each dart so they can tell how the dart lands. Huh. That's an interesting one.
I think, it's kind of using it as a marker. I mean, that's the thing about it is, if you don't like where a position is sitting, you can potentially look at the flight and aim at that, as we see a
boom goes at dynamite, and what a time for it from Tito Martinez. That was a big one. My voice did not inflect just how big that moment was in this leg. And if he goes up 6-3, as you're seeing Ryan still trying to scrap and claw and stay in this leg, and I absolutely love this battle we're seeing. That was the first round that hurt a little bit with Tito, hitting that trip on the 15s there. One of these times, they're going to have to take another shot at their opponent's number, or else we're going to get to a round 20 limit again in this leg, because these guys are not missing.
Isn't that crazy? We don't really see it at all. I don't think we've seen it much, other than maybe once, if at all, a round limit here in this CSC Challenger Series. But I think we could possibly have two here.
Yeah, see, this is the moment where if I'm Tito, I'm doing the same thing I always do. I'll throw my first two darts at the trip. 15, try to point, and then take a stab at it the last one. However, since he didn't hit a trip on those first two darts, he's going to stay there. We're just seeing a big back and forth battle, and what an unlucky lay of that first dart. That is going to be very tough for him to get a trip. It's the one thing that kind of goes unnoticed often to the average viewer of darts is that the way that dart lays on that trip 8 when you're shooting at that trip 16, that is a brutal, brutal lay because you just, no matter how you move, as we see Tito not get the close on the 16s too. Wow. Opens it right back up for Ryan, but that's a tough first dart.
I think you're right about the way the dart lies is you're more prone to see a straightforward dart in these soft hit boards where steel tip you're going to see the true lay of your dart and where it goes and use that as a marker. Well, these ones they can block you really quick on these straightforward, especially like a bowl or a dart right above the bowl can really block the whole thing for you.
Oh, wow. As we see Tito miss 2 big darts there. As I was going to say, Ryan's miss on the trip 15 in the last round would be so huge. And again, he's done that same blocker dart, but he gets it in that bottom corner. Wow, what a dart. As Paul Nicholson said a couple weeks ago, that dart was awesome that he just threw there.
Seeing the back and forth battle. We're already about an hour and a half in here, and these guys have been duking at it, and we're only 5-3 in this race to 9.
And Tito is not going to get a chance at the win here. He only needed 4 bowls there, gets 0. And again, we've seen some scrappiness on these bowls. So 2 for Ryan here. While it is most likely going to happen, especially now after that first start, you never know. There it is. That cannot be stated enough how big that comeback victory for Ryan was in that leg. That kept him in this match.
Yeah, because that's the difference between a 5-4 match and a 6-3 match. And that's definitely a crazy scoreline to come back from. We've seen it before, but it's definitely a difficult task as Ryan wins that one. We'll see Tito toe the line here now.
And Tito starting off has not had to utilize the 20s as much as typical, as he has had a disadvantage on the throw more often than Ryan, but not by much. I think it's 2 legs difference now on the advantage of throw. But Ryan trying to take care of those 19s. And I'm interested to see, now they're in opposites here on numbers that they've been hitting often tonight and pointing on often tonight. So we'll see if there's a little bit of scrappiness early on in this leg while they get used to pointing on these numbers.
Jenny's saying the board says 5-5 and it's 5-4. Yes, it's 5-4. We actually count that count up match, so that's why it says 5-5. Ryan actually won the diddle, so it counts as a leg on the scoreboard, but our little scoreboard above these guys should be correct. So Nick does a pretty good job about updating that every time there's a leg win. But while we're kind of chatting about flights and other material like that, if you want to learn from dart experts, A to Z Darts dedicates a great deal of time towards creating product reviews, providing dart tips and tricks, and sharing leading industry news and events. You can subscribe to their YouTube channel to keep up with their latest and greatest in darts, or take advantage of their mini blog articles found on their website, a-zdarts.com.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to have my dart clinic during the NDA Team Dart with Mr. John Baxter, former USA #1 professional darts player. That's going to be a really cool experience for anyone that has the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, John's a book of knowledge, and you can look at a throw and know exactly what you need to do to change things around and maybe get just a little bit better. But so check out those blogs from Dax Munna. He's got some good ones over there in a-zdarts.com blog section.
Hey, fellas, I have another update for you.
Let's hear it.
Well, the Jacob Meter in chat asked for any updates on Daryl Cortez. I just went ahead and took a look at the bracket, and it looks like Daryl Cortez does come out on top against Jeremiah Berger to face Corey Jensen in the top 4 of the winner's side Division 2.
Wow.
There you go, guys. We just saw Jeremiah Berger average a 4.68 last week, and we know that Daryl Cortez had the second highest average after his 2 matches, so that doesn't surprise me as much. But Daryl Cortez, I said it from the get-go, he's gonna be a tough one. Same thing with Larry Keith, Travis Wallace, Jim Nolte's. Again, that's quite the upset over Cody Drager, I have to believe.
I would disagree with you on that one, as he's someone that taught me the game, actually. So Jim Nolte, he's just been in hiding a little lately, so he's under the radar, as you would say.
Well, that's why we have insider information from Mr. Nick Durachi DeShera. The scoreline is 5-4 Tito, and if you are just joining us, we have had a scrappy affair, to say the least. These guys have stayed, I mean, you want to talk about, this has got to have the most lead changes of any match that we've seen at this point in time. The scoring has been very similar. They've had some up legs, they've had some down legs. It's been quite the battle. As you see right there, a 6 mark again pulls them within 38 points. It's been exactly like that.
Good one here from William saying, great stream on Sunday about the Booyah Cup. I think you will be surprised about the local shooting. It's an incredibly stacked field, though. Thank you, William. We did have a good episode of the Bull Shooting Podcast on Sunday over on USA Darts. You can check out those on most of your major podcasting platforms, including our Facebook. So go check out that one with me and Sean Green, episode number 3, where we chatted about this CSC Challenger Series.
Yeah, that was a great time and always a good chat. You and I, we'll sit there for an hour or so chatting about darts just without cameras on. So it was basically a typical evening with Will and Sean. I loved it. The way you have that set up is awesome, dude. Great quality stuff. And with Ryan, this past episode was very good. And my only question is, are you going to pull out a Boom Goes to Wisconsinite?
We might have to. There's a lot of Wisconsin people in the field, of course. But, yeah, Ryan's a true hidden gem there. He's been a guy that's played darts for an awfully long time in the field area. Glad he's coming up. And it's going to be a busy couple weeks here. Couple months, I should say, for us. I think you're going to be joining me for NDA as well. That should be fun.
Yeah, man, I can't tell you. First of all, it's my spring break at school starts right before it. So people ask me, like, when do we come back from spring break? Well, I come back from spring break on the 14th. I don't care when y'all come back. But I won't be back until that Friday after everyone else returns. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait to feel extremely tired on day 7. Because that means that we worked hard the previous 6 days and put out some great content. It's going to be a lot of great content while we're there. Updating the scoreboard.
I knew it was going to happen. I think he was anxiously working on it in the background. It just hasn't switched over yet. I see his eyes rumbling back there, panicking.
I love his panic sets in. He has 18 different desktop monitors in front of him.
Well, I found out the stream hasn't heard you guys for the last 2 minutes, so that's what I was fixing there in the background. As it looks like Tito won that last leg.
Oh, you clicked off our little speaker here. Nobody even knew it, huh?
No one even called it out in the chat.
Wow, Nick. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Happens every once in a while.
You know, what can you do? What can you do? You try so hard, but you can only lead the horse to water, man.
He's just 23. He's just 23. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm 23.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, we could probably write a book with all the different references we put into this weekly. Matt says he heard us the whole time. You lying. You just lying to us. Boom goes the dynamite. That was the most random, awkward one of all time. Jamie even called me out for the missed boom goes to dynamite. Yeah, they didn't have 2 minutes of airtime. It's all right. Maybe you just couldn't hurt us is what I almost said. Wow. Wow. I teach language arts, guys. It's okay. You know, Shakespeare made up like 1,200 words, so anyone can do it. Monsters, appreciate you so much for tuning in. Have a great night. Thank you for all you do for your players and the Darty community. It is always awesome to see. And just thank you so much. Sorry, I was reading Missy's comment below. I wonder if there are people who have to deal with that problem of hearing Will and I in their head.
I'm one of those people that has to deal with that problem.
Yeah, I think Will just like decided to leave. Yep, there he goes. He actually did leave.
No. Oh no.
And now I'm all alone with no one here but Nick DeCaria.
It's a thought that counts on the last name, if anything.
No, listen, I know how to say your last name. Every time I butcher it is literally on purpose. I want you to know that.
That's fair. I loved it when all the butcherings that we do, especially the first round we did the CSC as well.
Well, I've gotten used to asking players if they have crazy looking pronunciations of their name beforehand. That's been useful and definitely a learning experience for me as we are watching Tito Martinez throw a 5.2 average here. Absolutely dominating this leg. And Matt said it best, Tito Martinez throwing fire right now.
Well, Tito in the interview talked to me about how he's been struggling lately and hasn't found his consistency. I think just this long format's forcing him to kind of step up to the plate a little bit and really bring out the best he has in him.
Oh, big 7 mark there. Got unlucky on the last start. I think it clicked right off that barrel and jumped down a little bit into the 16s, but put a little bit of, hey, I'm still right here, Tito, into his mind, and he only gets a 3 mark out of it. Sometimes a little bit of pressure goes a long way, and sometimes the shot from Ryan has nothing to do with that. Tito might have just gotten unlucky there with those 3 darts, but it always seems to have an effect if someone's right there versus not right there.
Exactly, and you're seeing a 98-point difference right now as Ryan isn't able to capitalize on Tito's mistake there. If you're Tito, you're probably feeling pretty good about the situation. Having control of this leg and being up another 2, about to get that player advantage territory.
Yeah, we're still, if Tito wins this leg, it's still technically not at that player advantage because it has to be 4 or more really for it to take effect for a couple legs in a row. But it's definitely getting on to that unfortunate time frame. But we've seen Ryan battle back from this type of deficit already tonight, so I wouldn't put him past him to get out of this leg. Now I would. Tito shut that possibility up pretty darn quick.
Maybe he might take
And
this leg, but this is going to be a close one through and through. I mean, we see neither of these players really roll over. So we're going to go all the way. I have a feeling. I feel like we're going to have our tiebreaker.
Did you fellas miss me?
Oh, he's back. Oh, thank goodness.
Kept the seat warm for you.
Oh, my apologies, guys. I just got booted out of everything. I guess I get a little reboot on the computer there, so my apologies.
That's all right, buddy. Nick did a fantastic job, and if you liked what you heard there, guys, that is just a little bit of a preview for Monday of the CSC Challenger Series. Our amazing Will Stewart will be traveling back from the Booyah Cup. So you get Nick and Sean on the mics on Monday night. Did you hear those cheers?
I think it's a big little switch up, actually. I'm enjoying that little cover. Just sitting in the airport in Milwaukee in St. Louis those evenings. So,
Well, I can tell you that I enjoyed the Jordan Meyer Mike Maloney match that Nick and Will called last CSC Challenger Series while I was in the hospital. I went through a tough time that night. I almost passed out as my wife gave birth to our daughter. So you should feel bad for me. It was rough. I had to drink some water and put an ice pack on. It was rough. But luckily, their voices brought me back to life a little bit.
that's some good stuff. They've done that one, but I didn't have that urge to pass out. So let's handle it. But okay, all right.
Well, I was good on the first kid. Second kid, there was a lot of blood. It was different. It was different. The nurses were ready for me, though. They're like, oh, this guy's going to pass out for sure.
Look at this. Everybody's dogging me in the chat saying, come on, it's not that far from the cup to home. Yeah, 10 hours. I mean, that's like $400 in gas or lucky $200 plane ticket there and back, so I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure. Gary and Cole in our chat here. Congratulations, brother, on your victory Monday. That was a heck of a last leg decider. I know I've talked to you since then through Messenger, but just wanted to shout you out again. That's a crazy one, man.
I like it calling you out in the chat, by the way, for sure. Not even coming on to do it in the in the mic. He's just doing it in the chat.
Well, 110% of the time, that works every time.
I'm down to the 17s here, looking for another number.
Oh, for sure. We're going to play a little game of how often can Sean say that in the next 2 minutes. Get your tally marks ready.
I'm good. I don't know. I'm going to die laughing.
Oh, I doubt that. I mean, for sure, but I doubt that. All right, well, Ryan, go at those 17s. Oh, for sure. Gets the first one in there. Moves over a little bit. Opens up that segment. 18s, maybe? I don't think he likes the way those darts are laying.
He really wants to bring it in the middle of there, but is he?
He's looking at it. He tried it. He was for sure thinking that pointing there was a little bit more important than getting those 18s.
For sure.
Well, Tito's going to for sure hit a lot of 18s here. See how many he gets in there. There's 4 of them. For sure. A little 5 mark there for Tito Martinez, as I'm on a little 5 mark here on the for sure's.
All right, so I went ahead and muted the commentators there for saying for sure too much. So you're just going to have me for the rest of the evening, everybody.
For sure. I was not ready for you to unmute my mic while I yelled out for sure really loudly into your headset. That's awkward now. Awesome. For sure awkward. All right. Tito. Looking to hit a lot of 18s. 2 minutes is up. I'm done with that. That was harder than I expected it to be, honestly.
Surprised everybody hasn't left us already.
Well, he did put bada bing, bada boom goes the dynamite. Which might be the funniest thing of all time. Oh, geez. Here we go.
Ryan's taking every step he can to try to win this leg. He needs to. Doesn't want to go down 8-4 here. That would be a really tough one to crawl back from.
Yeah, and Tito's having a little bit of an off leg here. Ryan's got to take advantage of this. I don't really like the fact that he's only shooting a 3.17 and kind of keeping Tito in this leg a little bit, if that makes sense, with how off Tito is currently in this leg. And that will definitely help take care of that situation. Big 6 mark. Nick's getting pretty clever in the chat here. You love to see it.
Every once in a while, that young buck gets a little clever.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job every once in a while. I heard his voice in my head when he did that move.
Outside of that triple bed there.
All right, someone's got to do something here. Tito just a touch off in this leg. I'm sure those darts are right on those wires. It's a frustrating leg. He's done that a couple times tonight, though, but he's bounced back nicely.
They've got to be feeling it here. I think they've gone some distance in quite a few of these legs. They got to be feeling a little bit of stamina.
Yeah, and
deficiencies.
It is important to point out that this already has been our longest CSC stream of this season. And it's not by the way they're throwing. They're pointing a lot and getting deep into the legs. And with how close these matches have been, it takes a little bit more time to close those things out when they're that close.
Is it bad that about 9 o'clock I said, hey, Miss Lovely Wife, can you bring down me a cup of coffee because I'm going to need it? That sounds old, doesn't it?
A cup of coffee?
I love this. Jacob saying sounds like the chat on Facebook is lonely over on the YouTube chat. Nick, you taking care of that, brother? And he shakes his head. Yes, sir.
Well, I can tell you guys, if you do want to be entered into a $15 gift certificate giveaway for A2ZDarts.com, all you got to do is get on Facebook, leave a comment on our page or on our video, and hit that like button for us. If you do that, you get entered into the raffle. That will give you a $15 gift certificate to A2ZDarts.com if you win. If you spend over $45, you get free shipping, and everybody loves free shipping.
How about Gary saying, don't complain about us pointing and laugh out loud? Who do you think we are, Joe Buck?
All right, well, Ryan needs the 3 bowls, or else Tito's going to have a big shot at making this 8-4. This is such a huge dart, guys. Oh, boy. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Tito still needs to hit it, though. He's been hot and cold on these bowls all night long.
Got to produce at least 3 here.
Yeah, and that first dart's so important.
Got 1. It's got 2.
And this is also the most important dart. And he gets it.
Huge darts there for Tito Martinez to make this 8-4.
And that's what I meant by Ryan allowing Tito to kind of stay in the leg, even though Tito was having an off leg. I was worried about that exact thing happening, and it is now 8-4, and we do have the player advantage in play for the next 2 legs. Ryan will get the start, no matter if he wins. Well, he has to win. If he loses another one, he's out of this tournament, guys. And he's honestly thrown fantastic darts at times tonight and just gotten really bad timing on a few of these.
I'll be honest. I think the guys have thrown fantastic darts tonight, but I think they've also thrown some legs that would love to have redone.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And Ryan only gets 4 of them there. I say only 4 because we've seen Tito hammer 19s tonight. He is not doing so far, though. And went up for the close on the last start. I thought I saw his body language change to the top of the board, but I wasn't really expecting him to actually go for the close there.
I didn't think he was at all. I thought he was going for the 18s, maybe, just like where his darts were. But left go up there to the 20s. I don't see how that really benefit you a whole lot. But to each their own.
Yeah, again, this is Ryan's not closing the door early.
I think Tito's play there could have been a little bit of where we're at in this match too. 8-4, maybe just taking a chance when he could.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Guys, we appreciate you joining us here this evening at the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. I am Sean Green of To The Point Streaming, joined as always by the great, fantastic, young, attractive William Stewart of USA Darts, and Dirachi, Nick Teixeira, behind the scenes.
Thank you.
What are you, 32, Sean?
I am 34, sir. Thank you.
All right. I'm 30. The young man is Mr. Nick. He's like 23.
Well, you're young to me still, as you were in 8th grade when I was a senior in high school.
Oh, geez, when you put it that way, old man.
See?
What was I, Sean?
Not
way
born,
younger.
I don't think.
Way younger. That's it.
You would have been in 1st grade. These are my friends, and that's how much maturity level I have.
Ryan's got a point to prove here. He's looking to win this leg. Going over the 16s to try to quick close. Going for the double there. You see that? Just inside.
Yeah, I like that move based on where that first start was laying, because it looked like it had blocked him out, and he has all night hated that dart being above the triple segment. So I think that's exactly why I went for the double there. Perfect timing. Did a great job of going inside the double. As we see Tito again, just do something to scrappily stay in this thing. Oh, and Ryan again, just unable to close the door. Would you agree that's been the issue? He's just not closing the door at the end of the legs.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And then Tito's just taking advantage. He's done it a couple times and some crucial legs.
I mean, right there, Tito could have taken complete control if he went trip 15, trip 17, trip 20, or double 20. Mm-hmm. He's automatically favorite to win the leg. And even now, Ryan's going to have to put in some more work here.
Tito could put himself in a spot where he already is in a pretty good spot. As even a triple here on 17s is going to do that. He's going to have to go up top of the 20s. I don't know why he didn't choose to go there from the beginning. Maybe he just feels a little more confidence in the 17s right now.
Yeah, and I think he liked the fact that they were close to the 15s. So maybe that movement, if he does get 2 in there, is a little bit easier for him to kind of take that shot. I think that was part of the decision there. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
He hits it there. Big triple. Guess it helps if I get closer to my mic a little bit there. Good 5 mark from Ryan.
I almost did. Man, that broadcast school is really paying off. But I decided not to. It was great. You're like, I wasn't listening to what you were talking.
I was watching what our guy behind the scenes was doing in the background here. Is what I was doing.
You know what's funny is that's exactly where my eyes were that whole time. All right. There's that control back for Ryan. Now, will he close the door? No. Nope. Keeps giving Tito chances, and you got to stop doing that.
He was 2 triples away from having an opportunity to close one or just continue to point. I think he just continued to point if that was the case. But
I don't play around with this. Straight at the 15s. He's not.
got to do it here.
There it is. Big dart. And that is closing the door on the leg. That's how you got to do it. I mean, it's not completely over with yet. You still got to hit those 3 bowls, but that was much better. And Tito Martinez, of course, just decides, let's go ahead and Tito Martinez it up for a second. I'm going to hit 5 bowls just to put a little pressure on this. And look what it made him do. It made him shoot at points, and he's got to stay there or else that second dart was worthless. For those of you that don't know what I mean, I just mean that it did not add an extra bowl for Tito to have to hit there. And Tito now with winning darts. He gets rid of the 17s, and now it is a 3-3 race. And you want to talk about pressure. Down 8-4. And you need to hit 3 bowls.
Some pressure here. As you can see it with that first dart.
Yep.
Not happy at all with it.
Yep, you sure can. It's tough. And Tito's, again, of course Tito hits 5 bowls to start off that to make Ryan point. It's what Tito has done here at the end.
Here's some massive darts here from Tito Martinez. Can he possibly win this now? We'll step to the throw line.
He did in the last leg, but he did it hitting a bowl in the first dart. Here we go. Double bowl will do it. And he gets it.
Wow! Huge darts there for Tito Martinez as he ends up winning it over Ryan Crawley. You can see the crowd there. Ryan giving him a cheer tonight, but it's not going to be enough. But Tito does exactly what he needs to do and comes out on top in this one.
Every week, every match, I literally have moments of speechlessness. Every time. Every week, these matches are ending so crazily, man. That was 2 in a row where Ryan hits only 2 of the 3 bowls and Tito goes up there and gets it done. And that is the difference tonight, hands down. That was it.
That is exactly what it is. You see Tito Martinez advance through loser's side. Who is he going to face next? We'll see here as, that was just an exciting one. I think we've seen some interesting strategy moves, of course, but I think we will see that throughout this CSC Challenger Series as we're talking people from all sorts of different areas in the country for this one.
Yeah, I mean, Tito will take on the winner of the Christopher Hunter-Billy Meyer match. So I forget if that was one of the dynamite drop-ins from Mr. Teixeira or not, but that is the match that we are looking for there.
We're going to see what we got coming your way. Next week, we
Christopher Hunter. Christopher Hunter won that one. So, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. I'd rather know than not know. As you see my beautiful picture instead of the webcam, doing it for the sake of some good audio. As I'll be wrangling in some good Ethernet here soon. So apologies for that one, folks. But thanks for bearing with us tonight on this Division II matchup.
Yeah, listen, that could not have been more entertaining as far as scrappy matches, end of match or end of leg deciding darts. It had everything. It had lot of 9 marks, some great darts. It had some not so great darts, but it seemed like they stayed right there with each other, and it was just the end and either closing out legs or not closing out the legs that was the entire difference tonight. Those averages are going to be so similar, it's going to shock everyone.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see throughout the CSC Challenger Series, both Division 1 and Division 2. Again, folks, we're not done yet. Lots more coming your way in these 2 little sessions that we got going on. It'll be entertaining throughout, so definitely join us here every Monday and Wednesday night for these 2 divisions. William Stewart here, Sean Green alongside me, and in the background is Nick DeSheriff. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time here on the Partners Promoting Darts pages.